Hi everybody, welcome to Belgrade High School. Harry D. Erickson Court at the Belgrade Special Event Center. Chet Lehman and Andy Damjanovic with you for this one. It's our second game of a doubleheader featuring the Belgrade Panthers and the Laurel Locomotives. This time it's the girls' turn. Andy, as we go into this one, Laurel comes into this one at 10-4, Belgrade at 9-5. I see a lot of interesting matchups over the next few minutes here at the Event Center. What about you?
Yeah, it's going to be a tale of like you said, the matchups going through this game. Belgrade coming off some injuries, still without Gabby Weber. They got two players with concussions back in Hazel Eaton and McKenna Carlson, which gives the Panthers height. And Coach Feller talked about when they were over in Laurel, they didn't play as well, but the game was still in reach. So we'll see what happens with the matchups. Yeah,
as I see it, that Gabby Weber not being in the game is definitely going to be a factor compared to the last time they played. I'm looking at the scoring for the Laurel Locomotives. And for those of you joining us here on the internet or on the radio in Laurel, thanks for being with us on this afternoon. Couldn't make the game. I'm glad you found some way to watch it or listen to it in some way. So we're glad you're here. Maya Hansen for the Laurel Locomotives, their leading scorer at 13 points a game. Only player in double figures. But the thing I noticed, there's a lot of players putting quite a few points on the board. So Patrick Hansen mixing it up, counting on a lot of different people to step up and do it at one time. It isn't just one player. It's a lot of different people doing it depending on how it goes.
Yeah, so let's go to a quick interview with Pat Hansen, then we'll do the Lady Panther side and stats for them. So this is Coach Pat Hansen for the Laurel Locomotives on the ladies' side.
All right, we're on the Taya State Farm pregame show with the head coach for the Lady Locomotives, Pat Hansen. Also, Coach, we just interviewed you for the boys as well. You have double duty. Can you kind of tell our viewers how that is as a coach, and perhaps maybe the emotional roller coaster going from boys to girls in two different types of seasons?
It's been great. You know, they've actually helped me become a better coach, learning to put things in perspective, teach more of the game, understand that kids don't try to make mistakes. The emotional part of it's been just great. It doesn't give me much time to think until after that evening, so it's nice just to go from one to the other, and I'm pretty fortunate. I got great kids, great families that I get to work with.
And your girls coming in tonight, top of your league. What can you say about your girls?
It's same thing. It's a bunch of high school kids playing hard, and our girls continue to play hard, and I'm excited to get them back on the floor, get them closer to tournament time, focus on a couple things that we'd like to improve on, and they're just a great group of girls. We're not overly big, we're aggressive. We're starting to play with a little more basketball sense, which is nice, and they seem to really enjoy being on the floor together.
Is your defense similar to the boys, or do you treat it differently according to your players? For the ladies, are you more man or more zone type with your girls?
Yeah, it's a little bit different. We're more straight up more with a man than we are with the ladies than we are with the boys, and the boys do both depending on the matchup situations. It's just that we can't get into half-court set with being as small as we are, but we're athletic enough to where we can hopefully stretch the floor and cause some problems and maybe try and speed the game up a little bit.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck.
So I'm looking at the roster here, Andy. 1, 2, 3, 4 seniors on the squad for Patrick Hansen. 1, 2 juniors, a lot of sophomores out there being asked to do a lot of work. And that's going to be interesting how that all matches up. I know you had a chance to talk to a head coach for the Belgrade Panthers, Sarah Fowler, before the start of the games tonight. Why don't we listen to see what she has to say about the Locomotives into this one.
We're on the Taya State Farm pregame show with the head coach for the Lady Panthers, Coach Sarah Fowler. Coach, you faced the Lady Locomotives tonight. They're top of the league over in the East. What can you say about them?
Very athletic, very guard-loaded. They shoot well from the two, so I feel like watching video and watching them, they're really they make good shot selections. They are dribble drive. They don't force threes, but they can shoot the three. So we've got to be very careful about defending the dribble and also being able to get out to the shooters.
Tonight, how's your lineup tonight? Are you full strength, or I know it's been kind of hit and miss, and it's kind of been a journey for you.
Yeah, it has. Everybody but Gabby's back with Kenna and Hazel and their concussions. They recovered. They practiced all week, and Kenna played last week. So full throttle, other than Gabby.
how is the team overall as far as their mindset with kind of losing Gabby maybe potentially for the season? Or are they just focused on the games and you're trying to just create a process for them that way?
I think they just are focused on the game, and I don't know that we knew for sure that she was gone for the season until just this week. So I think that we played like she was, not planning on to have her back, but it's always a heartbreaker when somebody like Gabby gets taken out for the season.
Now, you faced them early on in the season, and it was a game that was within reach, but you said you kind of felt you didn't play real well over in Laurel.
We did not, and I felt like their pressure got to us a little bit, even with Gabby in the game. They're very kind of up in your face, switch screens. They don't let you get to the hoop very well, so we're going to have to really turn the corner and go hard to the hoop to get a foul call or a finish.
All right, thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Right, as I'm looking at the roster here, Andy, for the Laurel Locomotives, Maya Hansen, I mentioned her 5'7" freshman. She's averaging 13 points a game. A statistic that I find really fascinating for somebody who's a freshman. She's 53 of 63 from the line. She's an 84% free throw shooter. I know that she leads the Eastern A Conference in steals as well, and she's not afraid to make an assist or two as well. That's a really heads-up kind of freshman to have on your squad.
Yeah, when you get a kid who can be that mature already at that age and feel that comfortable in the game.
Right.
It's a luxury to have that for 4 years as a coach.
Oh my.
And on opposing teams, what happens is you think that kid's been there for like 10 years. You're like, finally, is this kid a senior? And you're just
I remember doing radio
ready
for a while. I'm like, I swear I've called your name like for the last 6 years. How could you be there for that long? So I'm looking at the foul situation here. Hansen has 6 players who've been to the line more than 25 times, so they're going to bring it right at you. Sarah said that in that interview just a second ago. They come at you, and they come at you strong, so Belgrade's going to have to match up with that as well and not get caught up in all of that mix, I think, or you're going to lose sight of a bigger picture. Got to play defense. You got to get in front, but you're going to have to play it cleanly, or they're going to try to put them on the line, and they're great free throw shooters.
Well, that's just it. If you don't cut them off and know what's going on, even on your rotations, they can kick out of threes. She said they're great shot selection from twos, but they will hit an open three. And then if they can get to the rim, you're not in good position, like you said, in the foul. So they're a pretty balanced team.
Agreed. I think the thing that the Panthers have to realize, you mentioned it at the beginning, Laurel leading the Eastern A Conference. We go into that divisional tournament. It sounds to me like, at least on paper, all roads to an upper seeding in the state tournament go through Laurel. So this is a great matchup for you to see. You've played them once, you played them in Laurel, and now you get to play them at home. That second time you play them, you're going to learn much more than you did the first time. If you can capitalize on what you did wrong and expand on what you did right, that's good basketball.
Yeah, that's right. And hopefully you're a better basketball team, like you said, the second time around. You're at home, and kind of what we talked in the timeout, though, we'll see as the season goes on what the Lady Panthers can do without their leading scorer, Gabby Weber. You always try to refocus your team when you have something like that go wrong. And the girls are focused, and they're going to keep playing. They've done a good job with that, but when you're missing 16 to 18 points a game automatically,
right.
That's a difficult task for any team.
The one upside, believe me, and it's not an upside, but the one upside to the loss of Weber is the fact that it happened fairly early. If you're losing her now after a whole season of counting on her to do that, they lost her before the Christmas break effectively.
Yeah.
That makes a big difference. You've had to play a lot of your season. Certainly here in the second half of the season, you've had to play it without her, so you've learned to adapt that. And now knowing that, you've made your concessions, you've made your hoping that she was going to come back, but now we've done it. We can do that. They've had a very good swing of it, in spite of the fact that Weber hasn't been there. That's the only positive that I see in that whole thing.
And they've shown some great play too. Some other girls have stepped up in that time. The only really tough game that has happened is Havre, but they are the defending state champs, and they're that kind of next echelon in Class A. They're still separated, I think, from most of the group.
Agreed. I think all state titles go through Havre again this year, as I see it. I've watched a lot of girls basketball over the years, and Dustin Kraski's Havre Blue Ponies are about as good as you're going to see.
Well, we talked about some of our girls stepping up.
Yep.
Do you have anything for us on our girls a little bit in that aspect?
I think from what I've watched them develop as they've gone through there, the loss of Weber there was a definite wrinkle in that, but I've seen some key players coming through to be able to do some things in that. I think Taylor Christensen has taken control up on the top, which has been really fun to watch. Bailey Christensen banging on the rebounds and going in there and getting it. So the Christensen girls have stepped in there. McGinley McGinley has been playing hard. Her shot is great when it's on, if it can stay on. That's maybe the one little wild card in that. But to some of those younger players, you've got the Blossom girl coming in, played some key times. Bella Pacheco, the sophomore, has stepped up and done some nice jobs as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I have to say, it's going to take everybody to do it, and I think maybe that's the one thing that I've seen expanded as the Belgrade Panthers have played on in this season. The players that are coming off the bench are doing the best they possibly can to make that happen. So,
all right, well, we'll be back in about 20 seconds here with Chet Lehman to do the starting lineups.
Sorry, I wanted to give you one more thing. So we got 2 freshmen that we've got. I don't know if you saw that. So, Blossom, you have her. And then, oh, you have Barbara 44. Yeah, okay. That's, oh, perfect. Okay. Garber, G-A-R, that bar there. Garber. Yeah, Garber. Okay. Well, good job. I got those too. So.
Well, we're back in business here as we're getting ready for the starting lineups. Let's take a look at the starters for the Laurel Locomotives out of the Eastern A Conference under the direction of Patrick Hansen Jr. taking over the girls program this year. He's been the boys coach for a long time, taking over this year as the girls coach, and we heard in his interview a moment ago the challenge that is, but I think he's having fun with it. The man loves basketball. He'd coach you and I in the booth here if he had time to come up here and do that. He loves the game.
Yeah, he's all in with basketball, and he said it's been actually a good balance for him. You talked to him about being a passionate guy, and he is, but he said stepping into the girls' game has really helped him keep things in balance, and really there's no downtime for him to overthink things either.
No, overthinking can be a killer as a coach. There's no question about that. Can be a killer as a radio guy, too. Trust me on that one. I've never been accused of overthinking, though, Andy. Let's do the starting lineup.
Me either.
No, and it won't happen tonight either, folks, so don't worry about it.
We're just going to enjoy ourselves and have fun up here, Chad.
I want to just tell you what I see, and I've tried not to expound any further. So leading it off for the Laurel Locomotives, number 4, Maya Hansen, freshman, 5'7", averaging 13.1 points a game. Hot shooter from the free throw line as well. Aspen Cotter gets a start. She's 5'7", senior, number 12. Sammy Spitzer is 5'7". She's a junior, wears number 14. Gracie Willis, the sophomore, 5'9", wears number 13. She will get the start as well. And rounding it out, number 32, Caitlin Dawes, the senior, 5'7", of her as well. Again, under the direction of Patrick Hansen Jr. So it will be Hansen, Aspen Cotter, Sammy Spitzer, Gracie Willits, I should say, and Caitlin Dawes. For the Belgrade Panthers, taking a look at the starters here, they come in at 9-5 on their season. I mentioned her in our earlier part of our pregame show. Number 12, Taylor Christensen, the junior, 5'7". Veda Barkel is a 5'5" senior. She wears number 14. She gets the start, as does Megan McGinley. She wears number 20. She's a 5'10" senior. Bailey Christensen is also a 5'10" senior. She wears number 30, is now the leading scorer in this contest for the Belgrade Panthers at 9 points a game. And rounding it out, the sophomore, Gracie Carter, number 34. One of those players we talked about that I like to see the way her game has improved. Gracie Carter's game has improved the more time she's had to play. She's had to come in and off the bench early on when Weber went down, and now she's earned herself as a spot as a starter, and I like the toughness that she plays out on the floor.
Well, and that's the key, what you said, and I like her game that way. She's tough and athletic.
Yep.
And she's coordinated with that athleticism, and she's a tough kid. She's when she goes up for a rebound, she's going up for a rebound.
I think maybe the deciding game that I saw for her, the turnaround game, was actually that Havre game here in the event center. Havre's tough. They're very physical, and Gracie did not back down. She took it right at the Blue Ponies every opportunity she had, and that increased her confidence as I saw it coming out of that. She didn't have a lot of points in the game, but she didn't give up any points either, and that's a huge thing when you're coming off the bench like she was. Now she's earned a starting spot, so I'm really proud of her. That sophomore's done a nice job.
Yeah, absolutely. Great kid. Really supportive even our community and school, and a good peer to all of our students here.
I love that. Can't ask for anything more than a student then. You got to love that. Here we go. Get ready to go. Panthers to the left, the Locomotives to the right, and Andy and I are going to stay right here. It'll just make it easier for everybody. Bailey Christensen with the tip. And it is controlled by the Belgrade Panthers. Megan McGinley has the ball, working against number 4, Maya Hansen in the right wing. Top sides it to Taylor Christensen. Man-to-man, as Hansen mentioned. Coach Hansen mentioning early on, they play mostly man-to-man, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now. Up top is Carter, sends it right side to Taylor. I'm going to refer to the Christiansens by first names only. Gracie Carter puts it in first for the Belgrade Panthers.
Yeah, speaking of, you mentioned her, and she stepped up right away. Good catch and good finish.
Sound like, see, I didn't overthink it, Andy. That's what we talked about.
Let it go.
There we go. Number 32, Caitlin Dawes up on top of the circle, driving in. In the front is Hansen. That's Maya Hansen. Doesn't go. Good rebound, Carter. And here come the Panthers the other direction. Taylor Christensen now.
Yeah, and Taylor playing a ton of minutes as the point guard. And in the absence of some of the players, she's pretty much playing almost a full 32 a game, and she's shows her athleticism, an all-state volleyball player, and tough competitor.
And her ball handling skills have improved as the season's gotten along as well. She has stepped up to the challenge. I think that might be one of the better things I've seen as well. Number 4, Maya Hansen, burying one from the right wing, giving the Locomotives their first lead.
Yeah, nice little pin down there for the 3, so Belgrade's going to have to talk those perimeter screens.
That turnover, ball gets wide. Turnovers are definitely going to be a factor in this contest. That's something I do know the ladies have wanted to work on. Sarah Fowler is a stickler for not turning the ball over, and once you do, then nothing good happens. So here come the Locomotives. They look over, get the play. As the ball is brought into the offense, put right into the hands of Sammy Spitzer, way high on the right side, working against McGinley. She'll send it up top. They swing it around to Dawes. Dawes now back over. And we're going to have offensive called on that, a legal screen on number 13, Gracie Willis.
So, and I'm not knocking the refs. This is the same officiating crew, so they've been consistent on these illegal screens. So
absolutely.
It comes right out right there, so the players got to adjust.
It's all a kind of a judgment call for the most part as it goes. As long as it's called both ways, I don't think anybody's ever going to complain about that. And Bailey Christensen gets it back to Taylor. Taylor, left side to Barkel. Driving in, has a little room. That's turn around, off the glass, won't go. Carter tips it back, but it's picked up by the Locomotives. Right back into the hands of Spitzer. Underneath, trying to feed it in. Shot is up and good.
Well, it seems like the pace of this game's a little different, Chad.
That's for sure.
These girls are actually getting up and down the floor here.
It's a higher scoring game than we had.
I got to get my head moving here.
I'm not moving nearly as fast. It's a 5-2 ball game. We didn't have that at the first quarter at the end of the boys' game. So, in fact, it was 13-5. Oh, check that. It was 3-3, if you remember, at the end of the first quarter. So that's where we stand right now. 5-2, Laurel with the lead, Belgrade with the ball. Taylor Christensen will trigger that inbound.
As we see Coach Hansen return, looks like he had to use a bathroom break. He doesn't get much break. So
I know he was gone. That's exactly right.
Back-to-back games.
20 minutes when you do the post game with your team. That's a great move to the hole there by number 12, Aspen Cotter. 3 players sharing those 7 points for the Locomotives right now. Belgrade trying to make something happen here. That tenacious defense to Bailey Christensen in the paint, kicks it outside to Taylor. Taylor at the elbow, trying to go backside, and the pocket is picked by the Locomotives. Throwing it underneath. Gracie Carter reads that beautifully. Wow. Nicely done by Carter.
She looked like she played safety there,
and
right?
Seriously,
nice athletic move and read the pass.
And Christensen's going to be called for the double dribble.
Yeah, that's about the 4th or 5th turnover here already for the Lady Panthers in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, with a 2 points on the board and 5 turnovers, that's something they're going to have to just settle down a little bit. I think the defense has them a little stymied right now. And maybe take a step back sometimes. You don't have to play it as fast as they are. That's maybe a lesson from the boys' game early on. Shot on the way for 3 from the wing, will not go, goes out of bounds. McGinley lets it go. Wisely called by her. Spitzer shot just off the front of the iron. 5:04 to play here in the first quarter. Laurel with the 7-2 lead. Belgrade with the ball, and the press is on. Off the screen by Christensen. And they're going to call Bailey for the illegal screen in that play.
And our refs actually view our Panther live.
They do.
They do for reviewing.
Nice.
And so that's been a good benefit to them, as another illegal screen is actually called. I'm not sure, was she not set on that? Is that?
I believe that's the fact. Her feet were still moving. Nice move to the hole there by number 4, Maya Hansen. She has 5 of the 9 points now. Pickpocket again, trying to make things happen too big. The court needs to be shortened down just a little bit there. Wide open 3. And Sarah Fowler's going to take a quick timeout. I think that was Hansen again, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
That was Hansen. That is her 8th point of the contest. We're taking a 30-second timeout. We're back with more basketball in 30 seconds.
High Country Paving, locally owned and operated since 2002. High Country Paving believes in the values of kids being a part of the team. Harrington Pepsi, your local Pepsi bottler. Made to Clean. Trust the team that's made to clean. Give them a call at 209-2109. Reach Higher Montana helps students achieve personal success in education, career, and life. Schedule an appointment with Cullen Gilbreth in the BHS Counseling Office.
Welcome back. We're in business here. That 3 actually was by Aspen Cotter for her 5th point. I'm a big fan of jersey numbers on the front as well. That would be nice to have. Good move by Grace Carter. Won't go. Tipped out of bounds. It'll be Laurel basketball. Taylor Christensen knocking that out of bounds, according to the official.
Yeah, all different types of jersey types now, isn't there, right?
I see that. And
the number is on the front, but it's on their
It's low. It's low below, and you can't see it because of the tuck-in. Yeah, you can't.
When we played, it was just...
It had to be
huge, yeah.
comparable size to the back logo. That L is gigantic, and then the number is in the wrinkle below, and I can't see it. So there you go. And it's that purple's almost the same color as the black.
Yep.
A good pick there by Laurel. That's number 32, Caitlin Dawes, up and in.
So it could be the long night for the Lady Panthers. You got to be able to cut down the turnovers if they're going to win this game.
Again, shorting those long passes. Good job by Taylor Christensen stepping in front of that. Dawes pass working against Hansen. Trying to make it happen. Up and goes. Won't go that time. That time won't go either. And she won't get a second chance as the rebound is hauled in. Right back at it. Shot on the way again. Will not go. Picked up by Carter. Or check that by Hazel Eaton. Sent over to Taylor Christensen in the right wing. Trying to go back door to McGinley. Shot is up. She's fouled on the way. She'll shoot 2. Foul called on Hansen, I do believe. That'll be her first. Second team foul. To the line to shoot, Megan McGinley. Megan McGinley, a 38% free throw shooter. Carlson and Tuman in for Bailey Christensen and Gracie Carter at the 3:29 mark here of the first quarter. McGinley's second free throw attempt on the way is good. Bottom of the net. She has her first points. Veda Barkel in now for McGinley as well. Belgrade fades back into their half-court defense while Laurel will bring the ball down the floor. 3:25 to play. Hansen on point, working against Taylor Christensen, off the screen, and 3 seconds in the key. That's the second time I've seen that called today. I can't believe it. I've gone years and never seen it called.
You get a twofer.
That's it. Again, mentioned the same officiating crew. Sub on the way in for Laurel is number 10, Mason Cotter.
And the Lady Panthers are all just going to have to decide what they do in that top screen that the Laurel Locomotives does as we get a lane violation, looks like.
Lane violation on 4.
Yeah, crossing the line there. So
correct.
Warning.
Again, that might be one of those freshman plays. Kick ball. Not afraid to go right back after the ball, is she, though?
No.
That's good basketball on her part. Barkel going to try to inbound around her. Does. Gets it to Taylor Christensen. Trying to go back to Barkel. Mixing it up, and I think Hansen's going to be called for the foul. If that's the case, it will be her second. That's exactly who it is, her second. Third team foul, sub on the way in. Number 11 is Grace Tim. She will be in for Hansen.
Well, if Lady Panthers can handle the press here, Chet, with no turnovers, the way how aggressive Laurel is playing, they might be in the bonus fairly quickly here.
That's a fact. That is one advantage there, and then take advantage of that if you can. Taylor Christensen brings it in on the left-handed dribble into the left-handed wing. Defense stays tough into the right elbow, trying to drive down. 5 seconds going to be the call without making any kind of basketball play. That turnover is a tough one. Some would argue she was making an attempt towards the basket, but again, no change of effort there. Turnover. Tooman stays on top defensively. Ball into the hands of Aspen Cotter. She works it over left side to Gracie Willis. Shot on the way by Aspen Cotter. Bounces wide. Ball is loose. Tooman goes and gets it. Sends it over to Taylor Christensen on the far side of the floor. She'll bring it into the offense.
Yeah, if I think Belgrade can continue to get them to shoot some outside shots, and their secondary transition or early in their possession has actually helped them here.
Inside to Carlson is good. That's a nice basket inside. McKenna Carlson getting her first points. Timeout taken on the floor. We'll take it to 2:23 to go in the half. Laurel 14, Belgrade 5, and we're back in 30 seconds.
Big Sky Bravery provides our military's active duty special operations forces with post-deployment decompression programs throughout Montana's restorative surroundings.
Town and Country Foods, serving the Belgrade community with multiple locations across the Gallatin Valley. Ty Elliott, State Farm Insurance. Don't think about retirement, plan for it. Call Ty at 388-3178.
Yellowstone Vacations for snowmobile and snow coach trips in Yellowstone National Park.
We are back in business here. Belgrade using, Patrick Hansen using his first timeout. Showing that passion we mentioned that in there.
We heard him up here.
Very, very decisive of what he wanted to do. Shot going in. Traveling is going to be the call on that one. Kobe Bryant, yes. LeBron James, yes. Nowhere in the Belgrade Event Center will you get that one, though.
Not in the high school game.
Not at the high school level. No, you won't. It's traveling everywhere, but they call it here. How about that?
There you go.
There we go.
At that level, ends up in a dunk.
That's a fact. Out of bounds, sub on the way in now comes Riley Chapman, the 5'9" senior for the Locomotives. 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Laurel with the ball and the 9-point lead, 14-5 here. Swing it over right side to Grace Tim. And the call here on...
Got another illegal there.
Aspen Cotter picking up her first. Oh, I had her with one.
So they got her with.
I must have missed one. That's her second. I missed the other one on her. That's who it was. That's my fifth foul. Now we're all caught up. Andy? Sure we are. Good steal right there by Cotter, working against Taylor Christensen. Shot is up and good. Aspen Cotter gets the pocket pick. Battle of the 12s. That one goes to Aspen Cotter, number 12. She has 7 points of the 16. Hazel Eaton brings the ball down the floor, works it into the left wing for the Panthers. Continuing to battle hard against Mason Cotter. A lot of Cotters out on the floor right now.
They're all over in Laurel. We said that a lot last year as well.
That is a fact. And they do love their basketball. Inside to Carlson again. Pickpocket stolen away. Here comes Aspen Cotter. This time trying to go around Eaton. Shot is up, won't go. And Tooman knocking that ball out of bounds. Nice job by Cheyenne Tooman to get a hand on that ball. It was a free basket. Didn't get called for the foul. At least gives you a chance to reset.
And if they can get Carlson some touches down there like that, but she's got to be able to bring that basketball up quicker because those guards bail back down. As Coach Hansen was getting on him in the timeout. If she can keep that high, I think she can do some damage.
Maybe a step closer to the low block so she doesn't have to make 3 steps to get there too. I think that might be a difference as well. But you're right. The shot is there. The opportunity is there. Boy, what a nice shot that was. Just doesn't go. Rebound Laurel driving up, and it won't go. Rebound Carlson, and she's fouled on the way up, I believe. She is. Number 14, Sammy Spitzer, picking up her first.
Gracie Willis, her second, team 6th foul.
Oh, they called it on 13. I thought he said 14. That's the way that goes.
I thought that was 14 as well.
That's her second.
What they do with this radio guys put us in the nosebleeds here.
Usually I'm on the other side of the floor, so I can't see it at all.
Well, I guess we're on the right side for this
That does help. We are in the bonus now. The foul on number 10. That one I did see, and that's Mason Cotter picking up her first.
Well, here we go. They're in the bonus here in the first quarter, Chet, so hopefully they can take advantage of it.
Absolutely true. You have your 8 minutes and 38 seconds to try to put some free throws in. I continue to keep taking it at him. I think that's a good thing. Taylor Christensen to the line, 56% free throw shooter. Belgrade currently 1 for 3 from the line this afternoon. Laurel gets the rebound. They send it over right side to Sammy Spitzer. Driving in, up and no good. Carlson, big rebound, goes and gets it. Kicks it out to McGinley. Ahead to Taylor Christensen, and they'll reset. Right side, Eaton. 16 on the clock. off the Tooman screen, trying to work it down low, stepping through, but nope, she picked up that pivot foot when she went up for it. Left, right, left. You can go left, right, or you can go right, left, but you can't go left, right, left.
No.
That's
illegal.
No, that's his jitterbugging, and that never works. Yeah, 8 seconds on the clock.
It works on the dance floor.
It only works on the dance floor. Ball is loose, picked up by Carlson. Battle for it with 0.3 seconds on the clock. Jump ball called. Possession arrow favors Laurel. So Belgrade will get to possession to start the second quarter. Maybe. The basket at the end of the first quarter of play in Belgrade. The score stands the Laurel Locomotive 16, Belgrade Panthers 5. We're back to Belgrade with the second quarter in 1 minute.
Taco Time's new awesome sauce burrito is just $1.99. It's totally sauceum. See what I did there? Made with real food real fast. We load it with seasoned ground beef, refried beans, rich and creamy cheese sauce, and our world-famous Mexi fries. Time to customize. Pick your sauce, boss. Choose original, green, or blazing 5-alarm. Whatever your style, grab your awesome sauce burrito and go the extra mile for just $1.99. Only at Taco Time, where real ingredients make better food.
Well, I just get that attention, yeah.
16-5, Laurel with the lead over the Belgrade Panthers here at the Belgrade Special Event Center. Harry D. Erickson Court, Chet Lehman, Andy Damjanovic with you here on Panther Live. We're glad you're with us wherever you are on the planet. Welcome to the broadcast. Laurel's defense right now, the difference in this, forcing turnovers and the Locomotives capitalizing on those turnovers. That's, the essence of basketball, I guess, Andy.
Yeah, like you said, Hansen is all about that man pressure defense, and these girls are physical as well.
Taylor Christensen's shot won't go. Laurel with the rebound. Whereas the Belgrade Panther boys blocked out a lot of times. Belgrade not able to do that. Laurel getting those opportunities. Shot won't go. Bailey Christensen with the rebound, kicks it out to Taylor. And she'll bring it down the floor this time.
Yeah, and Bailey's not even on the scoreboard yet either, is she?
Nope.
And she's been one of those post players where she hits a nice mid-range shot too, and if she can get going, that might help them as well.
That's right. I think Laurel probably knows that, and they're playing it accordingly as well.
Yeah, and I think Coach Fowler was talking about that. You can kind of see her gesture in the timeout at the quarter there about what they're doing on offense and that type of movement. She doesn't just want them running around without a purpose. They got to know what they're doing within the set.
Absolutely true. And some of that you can do as a coach, and some of that you have to do as a player on the floor. You got to figure out what they're bringing at you as well. Out of bounds, Panther basketball. Sub on the way in. Veda Barkel checking back in. She'll sub in for Taylor Christensen at the 6:58 mark of the second quarter.
Yeah, great discipline there. They try to get it to Bailey, but they see that backside help is there very quickly and solid.
There, they knew that's where it was going to go.
We tried to force it and can't do that.
And that just doesn't work. Good shot by McGinley to get that one to go. That was a nice,
nice smooth
quick
shot
release.
There. Yeah, got her feet set.
And got herself open, too. Yep. That's the part I was talking about. You've got to do some of that. The coach can't tell. You've got to see what they're doing and match up and compromise. Shot on the way, will not go, but the rebound is hauled in by Laurel. That shot up and
that's
good.
The second chance points off the offensive rebound. They give him a 3 on that.
Caitlin Dawes for 3. She has 5.
That's a big shot.
That is huge.
Like
that's I mentioned that balanced scoring, Andy, and that's what we're seeing right now.
In the boys' game, we gave them that one shot. They missed that first 3. We actually get that rebound, and the girls have given up a few there.
Bailey Christensen taking it to the hole like we talked about. That's going to be a difference. Didn't get the basket, but she will go to the line to shoot.
Still in the 1-on-1 then.
Sammy Spitzer picking up her first 8th team foul. Bailey Christensen to the line. 57% free throw shooter. The free throw line has been cold for Belgrade, 1 for 4.
Yeah, it was kind of cold like that in the boys' game too.
Yep.
I mean, you get those opportunities, you gotta Like you say, they're free points, right? No one guarding you, just getting rhythm, and that's what she does there. Just steps in, nice rhythm. Good job.
Bailey Christensen's first point. She becomes the 4th player to share those 8 points.
There's some games Belgrade has had a slow start, and they've actually gotten back in games. But I think this one's. I think they can do it, but this one's going to be tough just because of the defensive mentality of Laurel.
Well, and you're letting them 11 points out on you here with 6 minutes to go in the first half. That's not something I wouldn't recommend going double digits this early on if you're going to let them go. Maybe not let them go that far. And Laurel isn't going to give you anything. So you're going to have to take it. McGinley in the paint, good effort, doesn't go. Christensen battling for the rebound. Wrestling match breaks out. I believe that'll be Laurel basketball, yes, on the alternating possession. 19-8 the score here with 5:49 to play. Laurel again 10-4 on the season, taking on the 9-5 Belgrade Panthers. Hansen driving in. Good job by Barkel to keep her from the baseline. Shot on the way, will not go. Rebound Carter. Nicely done by Carter. That shot by Caitlin Dawes does not go. McGinley now coming from the right side. Turned out, up top to Eaton, back to McGinley in the wing. Trying to go inside to Carter. Carter gets it up and good hands by Gracie Carter. Gracie Carter now has 4 points. She is the leading scorer for the Panthers on the floor. Right. She has 4 of the 10. Panthers now within single digits.
Yeah, if they can get a defensive stop, one shot, on the possession, that would help them tremendously. They got a little bit of momentum here, get the crowd into it, and nice play by Gracie Carter there, and hopefully they feed off it on the defensive side.
Foul called on McGinley before she took the shot. Megan McGinley picking up her first. That's just the second team foul on the Panthers. Taylor Christensen checking in, Flickema checking in as well. Sophia Flickema. Inbound play coming for the Locomotives underneath their own basket with 4:50 to play here in the second quarter, first half. Good defense, Belgrade. They do just get it into Dawes. She sends it up top to Willis. Kicks it outside to number 30, Robertus. Boy, they are looking for that 3 every time, aren't they? I like that. That makes it tough. And they're not afraid to shoot it either. Robertus again, top of the circle, sends it left side as they swing it around, trying to stretch the defense. Right over to Hansen. Hansen, a little step move, sends it over left side. Long 3 on the way, will not go. Carter gets the rebound.
And that's the one you want rebound because she's strong against those Laurel hands.
Absolutely true, and you got to hang on to it too. She did a nice job keeping possession, bringing it the other direction. One shot opportunity for the Locomotives, and it doesn't go. Flickema in the right wing now, working against Robertus. Gets it down to Taylor Christensen. She'll dribble out off a Bailey screen, but it's stolen away by Willis. Jump ball called, possession to the Panthers this time. Boy, Willis jumping right on that ball the minute Christensen got it in her hand. Just under 4 minutes. We're halfway through the second quarter here. 19-10. Flickema comes out to get the ball on the inbounds play, sends it left side to Barkel. Barkel working in the wing, trying to get it into Carter, can't. Gets it down low to Flickema. Flickema facing the basket, picks up her dribble, nowhere to go, and a ball is knocked out of her hands. Good hustle by the Locomotives, but a foul going to be called on. See, they can't see the number either. That's number 32, Caitlin Dawes, her first. You had to wait until she turned around, too.
Those are dark unis. Purple and black is...
That's brutal. Flickema to the line to shoot. Tooman and Carlson in for Belgrade here, halfway through the second quarter. Flickema to the line to shoot 1 and 1. Hasn't been to the line a ton. That one goes short. Carlson gets the rebound and the putback won't go.
Yeah, nice putback.
Good effort on her part to get the rebound, just didn't quite go. Keep doing that, will fall.
Yeah, she's just got to continue to be aggressive like that.
Hansen now has it, working against Barkel off the screen. Great drive to the hole. Right-handed layup won't go, but she'll shoot 2 as she came through the paint. Foul on number 32, Sophia Flickema, her first. Third team foul to the line. Hansen, I mentioned, 53 of 63 from the line. She has 5 points in this contest. and I talk about it. She goes over on the line.
Talking. I mean, we want to be biased, but we want to get back in the game.
53 of 64 now, Andy. I'm in for the shooter, so Hansen will be coming out, and it looks like Sophie Tim will be coming in for her, should she make this. And she doesn't. She goes 0 for 2. Oops.
You and I might
so
be
Laurel 0 for from the line. It just might be. Cold free throw shooting for both teams. Laurel 0 for, Belgrade 2 for about 6, I have it. Out of bounds. Oh, they're going to say off Taylor Christensen, Locomotive ball. Megan McGinley back in.
Hit in the face there, and so that's why I was wondering why she's trying to throw it off the leg. She was just, I think she's bleeding in her nose, so she just tried to get out of there, and unfortunately kind of backfired and went off herself because she missed her.
That can happen sometimes. Yeah, 2 for 6 Belgrade is from the line. Laurel 0 for 2. But Laurel's still holding that 9-point lead.
Well, it was 11 for a while, but we just can't break into it deeper here.
After going 19-10, it's been more like the boys' game, low scoring here in the last two-thirds of this second quarter.
Yeah, both teams on a little bit of a lull there, but Belgrade will probably take it at this point.
Oh, for sure.
And
Barkel trying to stay with her, turns her out. Nice job by Veda to turn her back. Never give baseline. That's Tim working the line. Shot is up, won't go. McGinley gets the rebound. Clears it out to Flickema. Back to McGinley. McGinley into the right wing, looking inside. Gets it to Flickema over way deeper on the right wing. Off the screen by Carlson, trying to go back door on it. Carlson is going to be shoved from underneath by number 25, I do believe that is.
Yeah, she's got to have a spot to land there.
Riley Chapman, that is a fact. That is the double bonus now opportunity. Carlson, she'll shoot 2 anyway. She was in the act of shooting, I think they said.
And that's one of those things you're talking about. Players also have to make a reaction. The opposite post there, when they're double team with a pin up front and pin on the bottom there, that opposite post has to work to open space to maybe get to the high post or to the opposite spot of the play side post to kind of free that up to make a play as well. They kind of got to play a two-man game with each other.
That's the part that we were talking about, is where you have to be able to see what the floor is giving you. You got 2 players on somebody, that means there's nobody on another player. Great shot driving in there, number 10 Mason Cotter picking up her first points.
Wow, they're just aggressive to the hole there.
Yes, they are. 21-10 now, back to that 11-point lead. Andy McGinley now trying to go inside to Carlson, won't go, gets her own rebound, won't go. Tooman gets the rebound, and a jump ball is going to be called on that one.
And they get the ball again. Am I missing opposite jump balls or opposite?
I'm not sure.
Like they got 3 in a row.
There's been so many that I can't keep track of them either, Andy. We'll remember now. That one went to Laurel, so the next one should be Belgrade's. 94 seconds to play here in the first half. 11-point Laurel lead. They have the ball, and it's into the hands of Sophie Tim. Quickly sends it back up top to Dawes. Works it over into the left wing. Driving in, count the basket.
Yeah, they extend
the
that lead to 13
on
there.
Sophia Flickma, her second.
Boy, they just keep being aggressive, Chet.
Yes, they do. Robertus hitting the bottom of the net. That is her first points. She'll go to the line to shoot. She's a 70% free throw shooter effectively, 69 and change. 16 of 23 from the line, so she's been there a few times too. She'll shoot the and one opportunity. And it's good. So 3 the old-fashioned way. So she becomes the 6th locomotive with a point here in this first half. 6 players sharing 24 points.
Yeah, and that's what you talked about. When you have balanced scoring, it's tough because you can't just focus on one person defensively to maybe take something away. You gotta play them all.
It's too many different combinations, and they seem to play very well no matter what the rotation is on substitutions too, Andy. That's a disciplined basketball. The word you've used here, and I like it a lot. That is very much what they're playing. 24-10 now, Laurel with the lead and the ball. Good defense. Laurel's going to try to stretch it out. They send it over left side to Tim. Tim has some room, but turned out by Eaton. Nice job. Foul called underneath from behind.
Yeah, they've been. I think that's one thing Coach Fowler's probably going to have to talk about at half, Chad, is baseline opportunities for Laurel. We've given up the baseline quite a bit of time, so it looks like, on-ball defense has got to talk a little better, and then your help rotation.
That's that helper defense that you got to call. Traveling is going to be the call on that. It was a nice move. Taylor Christensen going to sub back in here for Belgrade.
And Laurel's taking advantage of it. They went to the rim aggressively.
Absolutely,
they see
did.
it, and they go at it, and they've gotten some end ones, like you said, or at least get to the free throw line and get fouled.
You're playing man defense, and that's exactly what you got to do is watch your player, but at that point you got to be aware of what's happening on the floor too, and you got to step and help. Eaton is going to be called for the travel as well. Good defense by the Locomotives. They gave her nothing. 30.4 seconds to play, 14-point lead for the Locomotives, and they'll have the ball here. Patrick Hansen, such a quiet man. We're on the second level. We can hear him talking as though we were in a microphone, Andy. I love that.
If we were as passionate as him right now, we could have a conversation.
That is absolutely true. Little known fact, I'm loud enough I could get his attention. I won't do that, though. But I could. Wide open three on the way, and it is good by Mason Cotter. That is her 5th point.
That was deep.
That was I can't
right
see from out there, and that's going to do it for the first half of basketball here. Laurel goes on a bit of a tear in the second half of that second quarter, and at the half, they lead the Belgrade Panthers by a score of 27-10. We're going to thank some of our sponsors. Come back, we'll have some stats for you. At the half, it's Laurel 27, Belgrade 10.
Taco Time's new awesome sauce burrito is just $1.99. It's totally sauceum. See what I did there? Made with real food real fast. We load it with seasoned ground beef, refried beans, rich and creamy cheese sauce, and our world-famous Mexi fries. Time to customize. Pick your sauce, boss. Choose original, green, or blazing 5-alarm. Whatever your style, grab your awesome sauce burrito and go the extra mile for just $1.99. Only at Taco Time, where real ingredients make better food.
Anything else? Do you need any food or number 3? Are you sure? Oh, you don't want to go first one? Okay.
The Belgrade Chamber of Commerce supports all Panther activities. We're in business for your business.
I got first right here.
High Country Paving, locally owned and operated since 2002. High Country Paving believes in the values of kids being a part of the team. Harrington Pepsi, your local Pepsi bottler. Made to Clean. Trust the team that's made to clean. Give them a call at 209-2109. Reach Higher Montana helps students achieve personal success in education, career, and life. Schedule an appointment with Cullen Gilbreth in the BHS Counseling Office.
Big Sky Bravery provides our military's active duty special operations forces with post-deployment decompression programs throughout Montana's restorative surroundings.
Town and Country Foods, serving the Belgrade community with multiple locations across the Gallatin Valley. Ty Elliott State Farm Insurance. Don't think about retirement, plan for it. Call Ty at 388-3178.
Yellowstone Vacations. For snowmobile and snow coach trips in Yellowstone National Park, visit YellowstoneVacations.com.
You are watching members of the Tanya's Dance Company out there busting a little move for us. Sitting on the dock of the bay is what they're doing right there.
Nice little song
that's
in the front of the pass, isn't it?
That's right. Enjoy that while you can. We got 6 to 10 inches of snow in the valley tomorrow into Monday,
boy.
so nobody's going to be sitting on the dock of the bay.
Day, wasn't it?
Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous couple of days.
Warmth-wise.
Yes.
We still got junky snow, but it's that time of the year. But
that is a fact. Here we are at the half. Laurel Locomotives 27, Belgrade 10. Girls basketball action. Taking a look at the scoring for the Belgrade Panthers. Gracie Carter, your leading scorer with 4 points. points. 3 points for Megan McGinley. She's 1 for 2 from the line. 2 points for McKenna Carlson and 1 for Bailey Christensen. As a team, the Panthers are 2 for 8 from the line. That's 25%. Scoring by quarter consistent. 5 in the first, 5 in the second. For the Laurel Locomotives, leading scorer on the floor is Aspen Cotter with 7. 5 points apiece for Maya Hansen, Mason Cotter, and Caitlin Dawes. 3 points for McKenna Robertus off the bench, and 2 points for Gracie Willis. As a team, the Locomotives just 1 for 3 from the line, Andy. Scoring by the quarter, 16 in the first, 11 in the second. So Belgrade's defense did stiffen a little bit there in the second 8-minute intermission, but so did Laurel's.
Yeah, and that's been the difference there in that second quarter. We went from a 8 to 9-ish point game, and like you said, they caught fire from the arc, but their defense still held consistently, and now they're up 17.
So much of this game, again, basketball is a very physical game. There's no question about that. That's how that works. There's nothing worse, though, when your music doesn't work and things like that. No, we're just going to randomly play it and see if you can just keep up with it. We're going to try again. That's the dance team out there from Tanya's Dance Company having a bit of a music issue. Back to what I was saying, though, this game is a physical game, and there's no question about it. Basketball requires athleticism, physicality, and that. But it's also very much a mental game. And right now, Laurel leading that with that defense is getting you frustrated, and then you start making passes or mistakes that you normally wouldn't make because you're thinking about that instead of just playing your game, and Laurel leads in that edge right now too. Yeah,
that's the advantage of playing that style of defense. Yep. And when you're a team like that, it does get in teams' heads, and because it's grueling, it's a task that you have to prepare for every possession.
Right.
And so I think Coach Fowler's probably talking at half is how do we approach our offensive half court, and number one is you got to have the mindset that you can score on this type of defense, and you got to be strong with the ball, try to make sharp decisions, and let it come to you, because if you let them dictate, it creates the speed, tempo, and then the turnover factor.
Right. The other thing that I'm seeing is Belgrade's been playing pretty good man defense when they play that, but you've got to help. And if somebody gets around and somebody gets away, you've got to have enough court awareness as a defender to realize she's coming unguarded for whatever reason, off of a good screen or whatever. You're going to have to step over there and help at some point. Laurel takes good advantage of that. You step off my player, I'm going to the hole. They do a good job of doing that. So you're going to have to compensate and pay attention to some of those things. And Laurel has a bunch of points off of that very broken play because of that. Off the screen, pick and roll, go, and good things happen. And it has for Laurel.
And it has. It gave them the balanced scoring that you said. They get to the rim, get layups, they get free throws out of it, and then even loosened up to where we've lost them a little bit on their three-point shot, and they've had, 4 you said at the half?
That's that's interesting, because Coach Hansen said in his pregame, we're mostly or Sarah saying mostly they're a 2-point, they will take those threes. The threes that they took were virtually uncontested. There was nobody in front of them, so they were good threes to take whether they go or not. 4 of them happened to go, so they were clearly good shots because you worked against the Belgrade defense. You were able to get those shots off. So yeah, 4 players each with a 3 as well. Again, the leading scorer for Laurel, Aspen Cotter, with 7. Then 3 players with 5 points apiece. So yeah, that's where we stand at that point.
And how about you want to take a minute time?
Yeah, let's take 60 seconds. We'll regroup, get ourselves ready for the second half. At the half, Laurel leading this one by a score of 27-10. We're going to take 1 minute to thank our sponsors. We're back right after this.
Taco Time's new awesome sauce burrito is just $1.99. It's totally sauceum. See what I did there? Made with real food, real fast. We load it with seasoned ground beef, refried beans, rich and creamy cheese sauce, and our world-famous Mexi fries. Time to customize. Pick your sauce, boss. Choose original, green, or blazing 5-alarm. Whatever your style, grab your awesome sauce burrito and go the extra mile for just $1.99. Only at Taco Time, where real ingredients make better food.
Welcome back to the Belgrade Special Event Center. Tanya's Dance Group continuing to dance out there. Andy and I craving a taco time. How about that? Thanks to all of our sponsors for making this happen. I can't say it enough. Without them, you are sitting staring at a screen trying to figure out what's happening out there in the world, even though you're listening on Laurel Radio, and we do thank you for joining us on this one as well. Out in Laurel, if you couldn't make the trip to support your locomotives, we're glad you're here to be able to do this, and hopefully you're near a computer so you can open it up and watch the game as well. Thanks to our students for helping make this happen too, Andy.
Yeah, great sponsors, really willing to help these kids out and help their broadcasts and help our fans. We get a lot of good feedback of people even out of state being able to watch some of their relatives chat. It's always a good thing.
It is a fantastic. The technology, there's been a lot of talk about that. Technology has us good and bad. This is one of those things I think it's really good. This is a student program too. Let's make no mistake about that. The camera work you see, the lion's share of the work that's going on, you and I just kind of sit and talk. It's the students that make this happen. And they're learning valuable skills that they'll be able to use down the road as well. Far better than you and I can. I don't know. I'm old. I don't understand this internet thing. I don't know if it'll ever catch on or not.
Before Nate left for his trip, I got video instructions. I am to the T. He goes, don't worry, the kids know what they're doing. They get here and that's done.
They can talk and text at the same time and have it all set up faster than you and I can do all of that. But again, what a great opportunity for these young people. Good basketball game here. Let's see what the Panthers do now. Coming out of the locker room, making their way out onto the floor. Coach Fowler, definitely things to build on in this. It is 17 points. That sounds daunting, but you flip that around and you start taking it to the hole. It doesn't take long to make that up, but you've got to keep possession of the ball, and you got to make every opportunity with that possession of the ball. You can't be throwing it away. Make no mistake, you're going to have to clean that up some.
Yeah, and like you said, it is daunting, but you can't think of it that way. You got to be real with the hill you got to climb, but you can't get it all back in one shot either. There's no 17-point shot, so you got to chunk it out a little bit at a time and try to be as consistent as possible.
I think that's a big thing. You can't, what is that? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time? That's the 17-point elephant right here, one bite at a time. Because you know one thing for sure. This is one thing I know without a doubt. Coach Hansen didn't go into the locker room and say, all right, ladies, back off here in the second half.
No. It's going to be a lot tougher.
No.
As we've heard some of his timeout talks already.
That's exactly right, yeah. I'm fairly sure they didn't talk about where they were going to go to dinner before they leave town. I'm sure there was nothing but about, all right, this worked, this didn't, let's try this and that. And that's how it should be. Basketball is played for the entire contest, 32 minutes of regulation, and I love to see a basketball game like that. So it should be fun. Let's see what happens here. Both teams back out warming up. Coaches Fowler's chatting down here on the floor. Coach Hansen chatting as well.
You want to do one a minute?
Sure. Let's thank some more sponsors, Andy. We're going to take another 1-minute timeout. We come back. Second half action from Belgrade right after this 60 seconds.
The Belgrade Chamber of Commerce supports all Panther activities. We're in business for your business.
Taco Time's new awesome sauce burrito is just $1.99. It's totally sauceome. See what I did there? Made with real food, real fast. We load it with seasoned ground beef, refried beans, rich and creamy cheese sauce, and our world-famous Mexi fries. Time to customize. Pick your sauce, boss. Choose original, green, or blazing 5-alarm. Whatever your style, grab your awesome sauce burrito and go the extra mile for just $1.99. Only at Taco Time, where real ingredients make better food.
Way older. They were warming up buses for people to sleep on.
Hotel rooms as well. We're back in business here. Second half just underway. Laurel up 27-10. Belgrade starting on offense. Both teams, going with their same starters again. That's where we're at. Taylor Christensen out of the right wing. Looking inside, that tenacious defense never let up for a second. In fact, they got a 10-minute breather to regroup it. McGinley trying to come baseline, doesn't work. Kicks it back outside to Taylor Christensen. Good defense there by number 12, Aspen Cotter. And Taylor Christensen committing her first foul.
Yeah, kind of tough way to start out with the turnover plus the foul, but that's only her first, thankfully.
I don't know if you could see it very well on the camera, but Aspen caught her. Great effort there, and that's a foul from behind. Good job, Taylor Christensen, getting position. The foul is going to be called on Sammy Spitzer. That will be her second.
So nice job by Taylor to rebound back and make a play of her own defensively.
And come to the ball, people. That's a good thing right there. Watch Aspen Cotter as she's watching that ball. She's watching Taylor Christensen, but she keeps a very good eye on that ball. The moment that Taylor picks her head up to look somewhere else, she's right at it. Trying to get Barkel coming to the hole. Gets knocked on the floor, picked up by Hansen, outlet to Spitzer, and we're back in business. That's Maya Hansen, top of the circle now. Sends it over right into the wing. Off the screen, McGinley doesn't bite. Good effort there. Dawes now sends it over left side to Hansen. Trying to go back into Dawes, can't. Hansen driving to the hole, and it's good. That's one of those things that we talked about there.
Yeah,
can't let her go.
Saw the baseline and took a total advantage of it. No backside help there. Easy bucket.
I think the thing to remember is they're always going to go to the basket. Bailey Christensen gets her first field goal of the afternoon. She now has 3 points. So trading baskets here early on are the Panthers. Hansen, topside to Dawes. Into the wing, puts it into Aspen Cotter. Cotter puts a move on. Gracie Carter stays with Willis as she goes across the top of the circle. Ball back onto the top of the circle, left side to Hansen. Hansen working against Barkel. Resets the offense for the Locomotives. You can show that kind of patience when you're sitting up 17 points.
And I think they're going to make Belgrade work defensively and be patient.
Absolutely
just like that.
True. Maya Hansen's basket won't go. Rebound again to the Locomotives. Back into the corner, quickly to Hansen. Wide open for three, bounces wide. Rebound taken by Spitzer, and a foul called as she came off the top of the circle. The foul on number 34, Gracie Carter, will be her first. Second team foul. Inbounds play coming here at the 5:39 mark. Ball is up, thrown into the backcourt. The race is on. Hansen goes and gets it. Kicks it over left side to Willis. Back to Hansen, top of the circle. Barkel comes out to challenge. Hansen swings it over left side to Aspen Cotter. Back up to Hansen. Trying to stretch the defense now are the Locomotives. They're going to change places. Hansen's going to go into the wing now. Now they're going to switch it back, I guess. Coach Hansen didn't like that. No, you're not. Stay up there.
Stay over there.
Barkel. And they did without reservation from the elbow. Shot is up. No rebound. Aspen Cotter. Shot won't go. And Gracie Carter, I think, picks up her second foul.
Yeah, so they space it out against that zone, Chet, and really good execution there by Laurel.
Absolutely textbook. Yeah, you could not have asked for anything better than that.
Girls in the right spots, attacking the gaps.
Sammy Spitzer, 41% free throw shooter. Currently 100% free throw shooter. That is her first point of the evening for Spitzer. Blossom checking in, the 5'6" freshman. Takes high block right side. Spitzer is 2 for 2 from the line. She is the first player in either game to go 2 for 2 in a free throw shooting.
Oh, wow.
How about that?
Yeah, kind of the struggles for teams tonight.
Both teams. Sarah Fowler calling a timeout just before McGinley was fouled. So timeout taken on the floor by the Panthers. We'll take it too here. 4:55 to play in the third quarter. It's a full timeout. Laurel leading at 31-12, and we're back in 1 minute right after this.
High Country Paving, locally owned and operated since 2002. High Country Paving believes in the values of kids being a part of the team. Harrington Pepsi, your local Pepsi bottler. Made to Clean. Trust the team that's made to clean. Give them a call at 209-2109. Reach Higher Montana helps students achieve personal success in education, career, and life. Schedule an appointment with Cullen Gilbreth in the BHS Counseling Office. The Belgrade Chamber of Commerce supports all Panther activities. We're in business for your business.
We're back in business here at the Belgrade Special Events Center. Belgrade using timeout. They have 3 left. McGinley will inbound it from the far side of the floor right into the hands of Aspen Cotter, the zigzag play. And Aspen Cotter goes in for the layup. She now has 9 points. She is the leading scorer for either team.
Cotter with the basket.
Stretching that lead out further. Blossom now on point for Belgrade. Driving in, loses the ball out of bounds. Sub in, Carlson. Carlson in for Carter at the 4:37 mark of the third quarter. Hanson will bring the ball down the floor for the Locomotives. She switches up who she wants in the left wing, right wing. Aspen Cotter goes left side, back to Hanson, fakes the 3, sends it over left side to Dawes. Back out to Cotter to Dawes, back up top to Hanson. They'll recycle. Cotter now left wing. Blossom picks her up off the screen by Dawes. She keeps going. An offensive foul. That's an illegal screen in that one. And it's a final from Montana State University. A big win for the Lady Cats. 74-52 over the Grizz. That's a big win for them. 74-52.
Yeah, nice win. We've got the boys coming up in a half hour.
A half hour. That should be a good one as well. I didn't see who they called the foul on this illegal screen. 14, that's who it was. It was on Sammy Spitzer, her 3rd. Second team foul. She has both the fouls in the half. McGinley, left wing for the Panthers, up top to Bailey Christensen. To Taylor in the right wing. Driving baseline, up and won't go, but she's fouled and she'll go to the line. I like to see that. Take the ball to him, see what happens. The foul on number, there is no 21 on the floor.
Cotter, her 3rd.
Aspen Cotter was 12. He signaled that backwards. We read from left to right. He signaled 2-1, and that doesn't work. Taylor Christensen.
Especially not on the sheet. We don't have the 2-1, do we?
No, there is no 2-1 on the floor. Yeah, no, it's there isn't a 21 there. It was 12. But that new collegiate style of doing a number with each hand.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Gotcha.
I like better than that flashing thing that a lot of the officials use.
Boom, boom, yeah.
Taylor Christensen, 0 for 3 from the line this afternoon. Driving in, shot is up, and it's good. That's a nice basket there.
They racehorse it down, Chet, and showing their aggressiveness there, and they're not letting off the gas, like you said. Coach Hanson talked at half.
Robertus with 5 points. No, we knew that wasn't going to happen. Stolen away by Taylor Christensen. Nicely done. 3 on the way for her. Short, and they're going to get that back over Locomotives. Sub on the way in, number 25 is Riley Chapman. Cheyenne Tooman checking in. Flickema and Barkel in as well. Christensen's out. So Blossom and Carlson, the two staying in the floor on the substitution there. 35-12 now the lead for the Locomotives. They have the ball, and they will put Robertus on the top. Skip pass right side. Good cover by Blossom. Robertus again sends it over right wing as they rotate through. Left side Hanson. Barkel picks her up. Ooh, nice hustle by Blossom. Almost stepped in front of that pass.
Yeah, and she
good hands by Hanson to hang on to that ball.
Blossom's acting for herself. She's not shy either as a freshman.
No.
That's good to see.
No,
too.
I like to see that too.
You saw her the last few games step in, and she's got confidence.
Absolutely true. That is a bright spot for sure. Double dribble called. Credit the defense of Sophia Flickema for that. Moving her feet, getting in front of her. That's a difference right there. You don't get the foul, you get the ball back. Move your feet. 35-12 now the lead, but Belgrade with the ball. Barkel sends it left side to Blossom. Blossom off the dribble, driving in. Good help defense there by the Locomotives. Gets it out to Flickema. Flickema coming from left to right. McKenna Carlson's going to be called for the illegal screen.
Foul on McKenna Carlson.
That will be her first.
4th team foul.
Had as many illegal screens called as actual personal fouls out there tonight. Both sides. It's been one of those games.
Been the call, yep. That's been the call for them tonight, and emphasis of getting in position and keeping your feet set.
Yeah. Move your feet on defense, don't move it on a pick. That's maybe the answer. Up top to Roberta's, back over to Hansen. Now Hansen sends it down low, long two on the way, up and won't go, rebounds Flickema. She'll keep it. Sophia brings it down the floor, works towards the right side, defense picks her up. She picks up her dribble, gets it over to Barkel in the right wing. Barkel driving in, turned out by Roberta's chasing is what she was doing. And Sarah Fowler having to take a timeout. It's a 30. 1:52 to play in the third quarter. Laurel up 35-12, and we're back with more basketball in 30 seconds.
Big Sky Bravery provides our military's active duty special operations forces with post-deployment decompression programs throughout Montana's restorative surroundings.
Town and Country Foods, serving the Belgrade community with multiple locations across the Gallatin Valley. Ty Elliott State Farm Insurance. Don't think about retirement, plan for it. Call Ty at 388-3178.
Yellowstone Vacations for snowmobile and snow coach trips in Yellowstone National.
1:52 to play here in the third quarter. Laurel up 35-12. Fowler using her third timeout. Blossom will inbound. Good defense, Locomotives. Gets it into Flickema. Through the left elbow, stops, steps, goes, and good. Nice move by Sophia Flickema to get her first points of the second half. In fact, that's just the fourth point of the second half for the Panthers.
Yeah, in Belgrade's win streak, they had 4 or 5 wins there in a row, and she had some nice bright spots coming off the bench in those games for Belgrade as well.
I like the way she got herself open. Good hard work, getting free. Sometimes that's the effort in itself. Laurel not afraid to take a couple of threes there. That was Mason Cotter attempting those threes. They didn't go, but ultimately they get the offensive rebound and get the ball back. Hansen now swinging it back over right side. Down low. Back up top to Robertus. She sends it over left side to Willis. Back over to Mason Cotter. Will not go. Saves it. Great hustle over there by Laurel. That was Hansen. Back over to Mason Cotter. Robertus, Hansen across the top of the arc. They'll swing it the other way. Good effort. Tooman come up and challenge. They've changed up how they're going to rotate it now. 33 seconds to play. In the third quarter, I should say. Step and go. Robertus for three. Off the glass. Ball is loose. Picked up by Mason Cotter. Won't go. A lot of contact, no call. 19.8 seconds to play. Belgrade gets the ball back. Eaton brings the ball down for the Panthers. Right side into the hands of Blossom. Down into the corner to Eaton. Off the Tooman screen. Step and go, left-handed shot, won't go. Carlson gets the rebound and the basket on the other end.
Big shot there.
That's a big basket for Carlson at the end of the third quarter. Belgrade still trails this one by a score of 35-16. We're going to take 1 minute timeout. Fourth quarter coming at you right after this 60 seconds.
Taco Time's new awesome sauce burrito is just $1.99. It's totally sauceum. See what I did there? Made with real food real fast. We load it with seasoned ground beef, refried beans, rich and creamy cheese sauce, and our world-famous Mexi fries. Time to customize. Pick your sauce, boss. Choose original, green, or blazing 5-alarm. Whatever your style, grab your awesome sauce burrito and go the extra mile for just $1.99. Only at Taco Time, where real ingredients make better food.
The Belgrade Chamber of Commerce supports all Panther activities. We're in business for your business.
All right, we're getting ready for the fourth quarter here. It was an 8-6 ball game for Laurel there in the third quarter. They still lead this one by a score of 35-16 in that one, but Belgrade putting a couple of those points in late in the third quarter. They're going to need to keep that going here as we start quarter number 4. Laurel starts with the ball. They have it. Sent over left side to Maya Hansen. Hansen put a move on Barkel. Spins it back up top to Dawes. Swinging it quickly over right side through Spitzer. Spitzer's on the top. Hansen on the left. Blossom comes out to challenge that pass. Hansen driving in. Kicks it out to Cotter. Aspen style. Won't go. Out of bounds. Panther basketball.
Nice play, though. She collapses the defense and kicks out, and good rotation by her teammate to get to the corner, still in her vision of view. So open three, good shot again by Laurel.
Absolutely true. Alexa Dreyer, by the way, the cheerleader, going and getting the balls and went down the
hall?
Down the hallway, too. I like to see a little hustle by the cheerleaders as well. Blossom for a long two. Buries it. Emery Blossom with her first points of the contest.
Yeah, we talked about her. She's not shy.
Not at all, and that was a good step to take. Free, open, and take the shot. Nicely done. Hansen up top, sends it over right wing. Back up to Hansen. She'll swing it left side to Aspen Cotter. To Hansen, back on top.
You know you're getting old when your classmates' kids are in high school.
Isn't that something? I know, right? Alexa Dreyer was in my kindergarten class at the daycare.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I've known her for a long time. I've known her for a long time.
Then, huh?
You mentioned Gabby Weber. I held her when she came home from the hospital, so her mom worked for us.
Oh, wow.
I've only known her whole life. Veda Barkel now goes down to Flickema. Flickema on the left wing. Penetrates, stops, swings it back up top to Blossom. Quickly over to Barkel for three. Bounces wide. Good shot to take, though. I do like that. Aspen Cotter gets the rebound. She keeps it. Brings it down the floor, turned out by Barkel. Locomotives will reset. Baseline, inside, beautiful pass inside there, and that one goes. Sammy Spitzer picking up her fourth point, all here in the second half. Stretching that lead out. Blossom driving off the screen by Tooman, gets caught down low, and Laurel capitalizes. Good hands by Cheyenne Tooman to break up that pass.
Absolutely.
That was nothing but a layup if she doesn't get a hand on that.
Yeah, and those passes, a lot of times some of those guards, they've got to throw a little higher to McKenna throughout the season. They know she's there and find her, but sometimes they do that straight past her.
And there's a lot of room up there. There's a lot more room.
Let her try to go get it for you.
My wife played post for a long time, and there's nothing worse than catching a pass at the knees. Good rebound flick, but nothing will make you angry.
No hands there.
Blossom can't hang on. Great hard pass, though, by Flickham. I do like that. Almost too hard. But pass it with authority like you mean it.
Yeah, so a little spark here by this lineup, too. Got a little energy for the Lady Panthers, which is good.
Absolutely. Carter and Christensen checking back in.
Looked like a travel there.
Just a bit. Outside to Dawes. Back to Dawes. Blossom comes to challenge. They send it into Hansen. Hansen going left-handed layup. She's fouled before she got there, and they're going to say she was in the act. Continuation. She will get to shoot two.
Yeah, they've done a great job of flashing to that mid-post off timing off the guard pass, and it's broken down that zone where they can get into the interior and be able to take a jump shot or even get to the rim like that. So they've done a great job in that high post area.
Hansen now with 9 points as well on 2 for 2 shooting from that. She's 2 for 4 from the line. Aspen Cotter and Maya Hansen both with 9 points apiece. Driving hard goes Blossom. She's fouled going to the hole. That's great work by the freshman to get there. She'll shoot two. Somebody should call it in. Here we go. Foul on number 14, Sammy Spitzer, her fourth.
Emery Blossom at the line.
Emery Blossom to the line to shoot. Hasn't shot very many free throws. She's 3 of 7 from the line. She's 1 for 1 today, though, and that's her third point.
Grace Tanneman for Locomotive.
She is the leading scorer for the Panthers here in the second half with those 3 points.
What number is she? Like
Blossom?
Yeah.
42.
42.
Yep.
Okay. Didn't she
and
hit
she's
that
2 for
three?
2. 2 for 2.
Didn't she hit that three?
No, that was Barkel. It was a long 2. It didn't go.
No, but I thought on possession one of the freshmen hit a 3.
Just 2.
Like early on, but.
Yep. Scoreboard only has her with 2 points. I have her with 4.
Well, that's what I thought.
I don't keep track of that. I keep track of my own. Shot on the way for Laurel is good. That's Grace Tim. Her first points of the contest. She becomes the 8th locomotive to put a point on the board here. Blossom challenging, going down baseline, pulls up the shot, won't go, tipped around, and a shove from behind on Belgrade. That was Carter with the shot. The foul is on Emery Tuman, her first. 42 is Tuman. Or Blossom, excuse me. That's who it was on, Emery Blossom. See? 4:22 to play here. Helping Greg out down there on the PA announce. I send him a good vibe. Yeah.
There you go.
42-20, Laurel with the lead and the ball, and continuing to look for a shot every opportunity they get because they're basketball players. I love that. Good turnout by Bailey Christensen. Right side. Blossom comes up to challenge Aspen Cotter with the ball there. Down into the corner. Back up top, they'll swing it around. Looking for the open shot every opportunity. Swinging it right side now. They cycle it back up top to Grace Tim. She'll drive in, kick it outside. Wide open is Grace Tim, and she buries another 3 for her 6th point. All that right here in this quarter.
Yeah, it's tough. She's very active in that zone, and they swing it around and fire to her right at the right time in rhythm, and she buries it.
0.8 points a game in 13 games for Grace Tim. She has 6 in this contest. 0.8. 0.8. No basket, but she'll go to the line to shoot. The foul called. Grace Carter will shoot.
When many people get in the scoring column, I guess that can change quickly.
That is a fact. Kobe Gibbs picking up her first. 5th team foul to the line. Gracie Carter. Gracie Carter 4 points, all that in the first half. Shooting her first free throws tonight. Subs in as Patrick Hansen starts rotating more of his bench in. Madison Cooney just checking in now for Laurel. Gracie Carter's second free throw on the way. Used every bit of the rim, does not go. Belgrade 2 for 6 from the line here in the second half.
They're 2 for 8 in the first half, is that correct?
Correct, yep. Drive into the hole, will not go. Gracie Carter chins a rebound, kicks it out to McGinley. Ahead to the locker room. Sub in. Number 25 checking back in is Riley Chapman. Grace Garver checking in for Belgrade. Ball into the hands of Cooney. Swinging it over left wing. She'll take the 3. Won't go. Rebound Gracie Carter. Nicely done. Kicks it up to Garver. To Taylor Christensen in the wing. Dribbles out of it. Nowhere to go. Sends it over to Garver. Garver inside to McGinley. McGinley powers it up. Won't go. Rebound hauled in by the Locomotives. Colby Gibbs with the rebound. 2 minutes to play here in this contest. Laurel leading it by a score of 45-20. Down low to Gibbs, to Cooney. Cycles it back up top to Chapman. Taylor Christensen tying it up. Good job. Take advantage of the ball when it's handed to you. Subs in. Eaton and Flickema. Grammer in for the Locomotives. Tuman and Carlson in for Belgrade as well. 1:46 to play here in this contest. That defense of Laurel just too much, Andy. Wow. That's really the difference in this contest. They just been, relentless.
Oh, man.
I don't know what other words I could use to say.
Well, we said at half, it's going to keep coming at you, and it's tough to take that task possession after possession after possession. And Belgrade just hasn't had enough in the tank to get some momentum to maybe loosen their defense up a little bit.
And they're just on every player body for body like a shadow. That's how you play defense right there. That's a good effort on their part. Again, you said leading the East for an obvious reason. And like I said, 8 players down the line putting points on the board tonight as well.
Well, Coach Hansen talked about that in pregame for both teams, that especially coming into the tournament time, he's really gearing down the defense because he knows as much success maybe you have on the offensive side, when you get into those games, you got to be able to stop teams and
that's right,
be able to grind teams out.
And Laurel definitely winning the grind game tonight, Andy, in this one. Eaton, free throw. Nope, doesn't take the shot. Can't because the defense is right there inside to Carlson. Carlson, double team is on. Foul called.
Now that's the pass I liked.
Me too.
She got it up high and McKenna was able to
That's right where she needed. Madison Cooney picking up her first. 6th team foul. It'll be an inbounds play. Flickamo will trigger left side of the basket with 55 seconds and 1/10. And look at that matchup defensively. Gets it into Carlson. Shot is up off the glass. Won't go. Tooman gets the rebound. Shot is up. That won't go. She'll shoot 2, though. Good job, Tooman, on the backside. Getting a rebound when she needed to. Again, Cooney picking up her second. To the line to shoot, Cheyenne Toomey. 50% free throw shooter. She's 14 to 28. .6 seconds to play here in this one. And that one won't go either. Gibbs with the rebound. Cooney brings it down the floor, puts it into the right wing. They'll go back to Cooney. Good tip by Eaton. Has it knocked right back out of her hands, though, to Cooney, and they'll recycle it back. That's Katie Grammer with the ball over on the far side. Morgan Mack over here on the left with the ball now. As Coach Hansen has brought some of his subs in. I'm having to look at the program a little deeper now. Belgrade still playing tough defense on that. Garvert coming out to challenge, and they're going to call her for the foul. On that one, that will be her first.
Her first.
7th team foul, so in the bonus to the line to shoot, I think is, well, it's Morgan Mack, number 22. 0 for 3 from the line in 10 games that she's played. She's 1 for 1 tonight, and that is her first point. 7, 8. That's the 9th player for the Locomotives. Of the 14 that he has rostered, she goes 2 for 2.
That's something,
Isn't that something? They are 6 for 6 from the line here in the second half.
And you have energy that way too, Chet, when you have that type of depth to where you don't have to come in and score 15, 20 points a person. But
that's exactly right.
You can rotate and be happy with it, and you're going to get the same outcome. And when fresh legs come at you constantly, that's tough.
All for sure. And that's going to do it. It is the final. The Laurel Locomotives control this one from the outset, and they win it over the Belgrade Panthers by a score of 47 to 20. There, 4 points for Belgrade in the fourth quarter, 12 in the fourth quarter for Laurel. Laurel ups the record now to 11-4. Belgrade falls to 9-6 on the season. Leading scorer for the Belgrade Panthers, Gracie Carter, McKenna Carlson, Emery Blossom, all with 4 points. Leading scorers on the floor for the Locomotives, Aspen Cotter and Maya Hansen both finished with 9. So nobody in double figures in that one with those 47 points. But again, when you got 9 players putting in points, you don't need double figures in that one. So good basketball game. Congratulations to the Laurel Locomotives. Tenacious defense wins you games sometimes, don't they, Andy?
And they do, and that's really what teams, championship teams, I think, build themselves on. All your offensive stuff, I believe, as far as skill skill-wise comes in the off-season. You can't change that in the season anyway. So when you become a good, solid defensive team, and you're a team that's worked on your skill in the summer and the off-season, there's a path to a potential title.
Agreed. And your bench is having to do a good job. Pat Hansen has got those girls down the bench, outside the starting five to buy in. You're going to be in the game for this many minutes. Come out there and do exactly what I need you to do, and his bench did that tonight as well.
Yeah, that was the difference too. Belgrade, obviously, you're in the beginning of the game, the turnovers, they couldn't quite overcome that, but the bench for Laurel just keeps coming at you, and they didn't let up.
Nope. So good basketball game to them. Congratulations and good luck to them for the rest of the season. Belgrade Panthers, what's up next for them, Andy? Where are we at? Do we know where? I can't remember where we go next.
We should, over the next couple of weeks here, we should have, we got the Manhattan game. We have also finish out with Jefferson for senior night coming up, and then at the end of the month we'll be over in for the Super Divisional already.
Billings Metro, I know, can you believe that? Yeah. The Manhattan game on Tuesday, I believe, here at the Belgrade Special Event Center.
Yep, and it'll all be posted on Panther Live's Facebook, so you can go there to find those dates and times, and we appreciate you coming on.
It's my pleasure. Thanks to Nate for taking some time off so I could.
Yeah, great veteran, but you're welcome anytime. I'll take any time off too. You're welcome up on the broadcast anytime.
I appreciate that very much. Thanks for listening out in the land of the internet and on the radio in Laurel. We're pleased to have you join us as well. So, Andy, thank you very much. I had a blast.
Yeah, we had fun. Thanks, appreciate it.
It was my pleasure.
To be with you. So for all of our viewers, this is Chet Lehman and Andy Demjanovic from Panther Live. Till next time.